Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about how LeBron James, this man has been to 10 NBA finals, right? His fans love to talk about he's been to 10 NBA finals. Oh, he went to 10 NBA finals. He went to 8 straight finals, blah, 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 blah. But they never want to talk about them losses. And I want to talk in this video about how LeBron James accumulated a 22-33 record in the NBA finals, 22 wins and 10 trips to the NBA finals, and how Michael Jordan somehow managed to get more wins and less trips to the finals. So we all know Michael Jordan 6-0, but his team, the Bulls, they were able to win 24 games in the finals, right? You have to get 24 wins to get 6 championships, do you not? 4 wins, 6 championships. 6 times 4 is 24, right? Well, LeBron James only managed to get 22 wins and 10 trips. Once again, showing and highlighting that he does not do more with less and that he does not maximize his team around him, and that oftentimes LeBron James chokes up in these games, right? He does not raise his level of play like Michael Jordan did, and we're going to talk about in this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, you know I am truly, truly humbled by all the support, man. It really means a lot. Shout out to all the true basketball fans. Shout out to everybody in the membership. Thank you very much, guys. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to talk briefly about LeBron James' finals record. Now, I posted that post, I don't know what that was, a couple of days ago. It was LeBron James with the clown nose, and, you know, I found that thing on Instagram, and it had LeBron James holding up the 22-33 record in the finals. And, you know, I never really, I mean, I may have known, but I maybe didn't realize that, you know, LeBron James had 22 wins in 10 trips to the finals, right? So in those 10 trips, LeBron James needed to win 40 games, right, to be 10-0. If LeBron James was 10-0 in the finals, he would have to have at least 40 wins, right? You need to win 4 games in a series. To win 10 championships, you would need at least 40 wins. Regardless of how many games you lost, as long as you got to that 4 wins. I mean, you could have won a 7-game series in every single one of those finals, excuse me, and then ended up having a record of 40 and 30 in the finals. Game 7s, you lost 3 games every time you went to the finals, but you still won 4. So you're 10-0 with 10 game 7s. You would have had a 40 wins to 30 losses, right? In a best case scenario for LeBron James, let's say. Or in a best case scenario, he could have swept all of those finals and had a record of 40-0. Never lost a game in 10 trips to the finals, 40 wins, 0 losses. But that's not what happened in LeBron James' career. That's not the reality. Even though LeBron James thinks that he's the greatest of all time, he thinks that he's 10-0 in the finals. I told you, his fans think he's undefeated in the finals because none of his losses are counted. Excuse me, guys. Remember, I've talked about this in the past. LeBron James fans are the media. They pump him up and talk about LeBron James as if he never lost because they always excuse his losses. So the 2007 loss, he was too young. 2011, they actually blame on Erik Spoelstra. I've actually heard LeBron James fans blame that 2011 loss on Erik Spoelstra. I've heard people blame that on Dwayne Wade. LeBron James fans are delusional. Now, we get it. A lot of the LeBron James fans, hopefully most of them, understand that 2011 debacle was on LeBron James. But I've heard people make excuses for LeBron James in that. I've heard people say that, oh, Michael Jordan wouldn't have been able to beat the Dallas Mavericks because of the zone defense that they played. All kinds of laughable excuses. Because that's all they are, ladies and gentlemen. Excuses. Remember, LeBron James was up 2 games to 1 in that series on his super team that he made up. He was mocking Dirk Nowitzki by faking coughing. Remember, he brought all this upon himself. LeBron James was the one out there that couldn't stop Jason Terry. Had Magic Johnson asking us, can LeBron James stop Jason Terry? That's all on him. That got nothing to do with Erik Spoelstra, got nothing to do with the zone defense. It got nothing to do with anything else but LeBron James not being able to go out there and raise his level of play. He didn't raise up. He went down. That's the facts. If LeBron James just would have went out there and averaged his regular season numbers in the finals, the Miami Heat win that series handily, guys. But instead, his average went down 10 points 10-point average went down. Got to do with exposure, guys. That was due to LeBron James, his weak mental, and his lack of overall development at that moment. Couldn't do anything out there. Couldn't figure it out. Once again, he froze up like the deer that he is. So you lose 2011. So once again, we look at all the times that LeBron James went out there, they make excuses. They make excuses for 2014. They make excuses for 2015. They make excuses for 2017 and 2018. Bro, oh, he's going against the super team Warriors. But no one made an excuse for Dirk Nowitzki when he was going against LeBron James, super team Miami Heat, right? No one made excuses, right? No one made excuses for any of the teams that LeBron James played against and beat during those runs. No one made excuses. They were going against LeBron James' super team. Does anybody make excuses for Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant in 2012 when they lost to LeBron James' super team Miami Heat? No one made excuses for those guys, right? So once again, stop making excuses for LeBron James and the team that he went against because LeBron James was playing on his super teams. No excuse for LeBron James. But that's what the LeBron James fans do, the media do. They love to talk about LeBron James' finals trips, right? Just as that. He made it there, and that's the greatest accomplishment in of itself. It don't matter what the result was because he was, going an uphill battle, right? Oh, he couldn't have beat those teams anyway. No, LeBron James just never raised his level of play. He never raised the level of his teammates' play. He never made the guys around him better. So in those instances, LeBron James' stats, they don't really mean as much as you think that they should. Because that's what he does. He goes out there and chases the stats. When you dominate the basketball the way that he does, when you play that system, you're going to accumulate some stats. You're going to score some points when you're taking the most shots on the team, are you not? When you're dominating the ball, dribbling, and holding on to it, you're going to accumulate some assists, are you not? These are just the facts, guys. So LeBron James' stats, once again, are irrelevant more often than not because his teams are inconsistent. Because LeBron James is forcing his teammates. Remember, the burden is on them. So you only have 22 wins and 10 trips to the finals. You were swept multiple times in the finals. You were gentlemen swept multiple times in the finals. That's why you only have 22 wins in the finals. You're not maximizing the guys around you. You play with great players like Dwayne Wade and Kyrie Irving, right? You play with great players in the finals. You play with someone like an Anthony Davis in the NBA Finals, or Chris Bosh, or Ray Allen. And all these guys came through for you at different points in times, right? Many of these guys like Kevin Love, all these guys that came through at some point in time to help LeBron James get to that 4-6 record. The problem is that when you're 4-6, that shows that you're inconsistent. And why are you inconsistent? What do we always say, guys? Because LeBron James forces his teammates to play a role that they're not going to be consistent in. LeBron James himself is not consistent. This is why you shoot 70% from the free throw line, 67% from the free throw line, 73% from the free throw line, right? This is why LeBron James will go out one game, take 23 shots. The next game, he takes 16 shots. You never know what you're getting from this clown, right? He's going to go out there and turn the ball over, though, 4 or 5 times a game. You know that's guaranteed. These are things that he does. He's not going to play high-level defense consistently like that, so you're not really helping your team as far as the help defense goes on both sides of the ball. You're putting your team, right, at a disadvantage oftentimes. LeBron James is not a rebounder. He gets rebounds. He's not a rebounder, though. So LeBron James gets rebounds when other people are doing the dirty work of boxing out. LeBron James will get some flat-footed rebounds. He'll get some uncontested rebounds. He's not a rebounder. He doesn't know how to box guys out. He can't go out there and get offensive rebounds and dominate the glass, dominate the boards. He can't do that. He's never done that. Not a rebounder. He gets rebounds because he's 6'9". That's literally it, guys. So this is part of the reason why you're 22-33 in the NBA Finals, and someone like Michael Jordan, who played in 4 less NBA Finals than LeBron James, still managed to have 2 more championships and managed to win more games. 24 wins for Michael Jordan during those finals, right? 24 wins in those finals. And what they lose? I don't even know what they lose, like 11 games or something like that, right? They were 4-1, and then everything else was 4-2, 4-2. So he's on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, so they're 11 losses. LeBron James got 33 losses, man. I mean, it's really crazy when you think about that record, 22-11. Once again, and this is because Michael Jordan raised his level of play more often than the opponents did, more often than not. That's the consistency of Michael Jordan. He was consistently great, consistently raising his level of play. So we've highlighted many scenarios in the NBA Finals where the Bulls could have lost, right? Like 1991, the first NBA Finals they played in. No one on the Chicago Bulls had any finals experience. Not one player on that roster. And as a matter of fact, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe the Chicago Bulls of 1991 were the first team in NBA's history to win a championship without having anyone on the team ever have been to the finals before. No finals experience for anyone on the roster. I believe I'm on the money with that. But going into that finals, they were not the favorites. They were the underdogs. And I remember I sent out that screenshot of the old newspaper article, guys, from the preview before the finals. And the newspaper was picking the Lakers. They gave the Lakers every advantage, guys. The only advantage that the Chicago Bulls had, according to that newspaper, was Michael Jordan. That was it. Magic Johnson was an advantage. Even the coaches, they picked Mike Dunleavy over Phil Jackson as the coaching experience, having the edge. Because what had Phil Jackson done up until that point? Nothing. He was a second-year head coach. And they gave the edge to Mike Dunleavy's coaching. They gave the edge to James Worthy over Scottie Pippen, right? They gave the advantage of Vlade Divac over Bill Cartwright. All the positions went to the Lakers except for Michael Jordan. That was the only position or the only player that they gave the advantage over the Lakers to. But a lot of people were picking the Lakers because of the veteran savvy, because of Magic Johnson, the experience of those guys. Magic Johnson, Byron Scott, A.C. Green, James Worthy. These guys had championship pedigree, experience. And remember, the Bulls lost the first game. Then it was 1-1 after the Bulls won the second game handedly. And then you guys remember what happened in game 3. I always talk about this. The Bulls were down by 2 points with like 7 seconds to go, maybe 9 seconds to go in the game. Scottie Pippen just fouled out. Remember, Vlade Divac hit that shot. And Scottie Pippen fouled him on the N1. He fouled out. Vlade Divac hit the N1, put the Lakers up by 2 points with 9 seconds to go. This is game 3, guys. In L.A., the Bulls lose this game. They go down 2-1, guys. But what happens? They call a timeout. They draw up the play from Michael Jordan. He inbounds it full length of the court. He drives down with Byron Scott on his hip the entire way. And then Vlade Divac comes up. Michael Jordan stops and shoots that shot right over Vlade Divac to tie the game and send to overtime. And Scottie Pippen fouled out. So he's not there for the overtime, guys. Michael Jordan shut down Magic Johnson in the overtime and led the Bulls to an overtime victory. That was Michael Jordan raising his level of play in that moment. Do you guys think that LeBron James would have dribbled down the court and hit that shot that moment like that? No, he would not have. He would not have, guys. First of all, he probably would have been too scared to take that shot in that moment. But we all know he don't have the touch like that. He would not have made that shot, guys. That's LeBron James, right? What would LeBron James have done if Dwayne Wade fouled out in a moment? Or Kyrie Irving fouled out in a moment? He wouldn't do anything. He'll fold up, and then his fans will blame that Kyrie Irving, right? They'll blame Kyrie Irving. They'll blame Dwayne Wade. They'll blame anything they could. So if the Bulls would have lost in that moment, well, are they going to blame Scottie Pippen? No, they would not have blamed Scottie Pippen. They would have blamed Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan always took the blame. Not Scottie Pippen. That's why he's the role player, Scottie Pippen. He fouled out in that key moment, not Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan never fouled out of a finals game. Scottie Pippen did in that moment. The first championship, guys. So Michael Jordan had to raise his level of play to get the Bulls over the hump. That wasn't a cakewalk championship. You're going against legendary Magic Johnson and the guys who have pedigree, have experience. 1992, right? All the hype about Clyde Drexler, right? We think about how Michael Jordan came out in that series in game 1 with the barrage of threes. But remember, it came down to a game 5, guys, with the series tied 2 games apiece. A pivotal game 5. And Michael Jordan dropped, 45 points in that game, man? In the game 5 to give the Bulls a 3-2 lead. That was a huge win right there. 40 plus in a pivotal game 5, guys, tied 2 games apiece. We all think about the 1993 finals, right? Michael Jordan once again raising his level of play, averaging 41 points a game in those finals to beat the Suns. Remember, the Bulls and the Phoenix Suns, guys, scored the same amount of points in that finals. Same amount of points. That's how close the series was. What was the difference? Michael Jordan raising his level of play to a realm that Charles Barkley couldn't get to. He just couldn't get there. And Charles Barkley was sensational in those finals. Just couldn't go to that level. Michael Jordan took it to another level, raising his level of play, not allowing the Bulls to lose. Right? We all know about 96, how he changed it up, started attacking the rim, started playing that lockdown defense on these guys. Right? It was a reckoning. And then we all know 97 flu game. That's game 5, guys. 2 games apiece. No one's picking the Bulls to win that game 5. Because remember, they just lost the 2 previous games in Utah. Now they're for 3 games, the 3rd game in Utah. Everyone's picking Utah Jazz to beat the Bulls. Michael Jordan's not feeling good. Oh, man, they're in trouble. Michael Jordan raised the level of play. And then we all know what he did in 98. When Scottie Pippen hobbled, he raised his level of play again. And he snatched snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. So in those finals, Michael Jordan could easily have been 3-3. Maybe 4-2, maybe 2-4. But he raised his level of play in the moments that he needed to. He didn't fold up. He didn't shrink. He wasn't mediocre. He always was there. That's why the Bulls won, not because they were a super team or they were such a greater team than everyone else. It's because Michael Jordan raised his level of play when it mattered most, when other players didn't, right? There have been times other players didn't raise their level of play. Michael Jordan did. LeBron James didn't do that. He didn't raise his level of play in 2015. Go look at 2015, guys. The Cavaliers are up 2-1. We know Kyrie Irving wasn't there. We know Kevin Love wasn't there. The Warriors weren't a super team. LeBron James is supposed to be the best player on the court between him and Steph Curry. He wasn't the best player on the court, though, some of those games. Some of those games, it was Andre Iguodala. That's embarrassing for LeBron James to be, shut down or to be, shown up that way by a role player. And you hear LeBron James fans, oh, Andre Iguodala got an MVP, and they say he shut down or he locked up LeBron James, but he still averaged XYZ. Yeah, but where was LeBron James at the end of the games? Once again, you're reading off his stats, but go watch the end of those games. Go watch the end of game 4. Go watch the end of game 5, man. LeBron James bricking layups, bricking jump shots to win the game, to send the game into overtime, to force overtime. He's missing all these shots. He's not raising his level of play. Michael Jordan's making those shots in those moments. LeBron James, he's not consistently doing that. And that's why the Cavaliers lost. You were up 2-1, and many chances LeBron James had to close out those games, to put them up 3-1, put them up 3-2, and he couldn't do it because he doesn't do those things consistently. He don't have a go-to move or rounded overall game. Just doesn't have it, man. And once again, he didn't step on the defensive end and lock down Andre Iguodala where Michael Jordan steps up on the defensive end. He makes plays on the defensive end. That's not LeBron James, man. He has a 1 chase down block in 10 NBA Finals, man. But he couldn't stop Jason Terry. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, guys? Couldn't stop Andre Iguodala, though. Right? The year before in 2015. Insane. Michael Jordan's not allowing a bench player to come into the finals, start, and then win a finals MVP by, going against him directly. That's a slap in the face to LeBron James. So as you guys can see, man, the reason why Michael Jordan won more games and less trips to the finals is because Michael Jordan raised his level of play way more often than LeBron James ever came close to doing. Which is why when we talk about the most clutch players in NBA's history, LeBron James ain't on that list. It's Michael Jordan and a bunch of other guys before you even think about LeBron James, man, as being one of the most clutch players in NBA's history. If he was really that clutch, if he was that great, if he made the people around him that much better, he would not be 22-33 overall, and he would not be 4-6. I told you, he would easily be 6-4. Easily. And think about how easily LeBron James could not have won 2013. He could have easily lost that championship in 2013. Think about how easily he could have lost 2016. So LeBron James, in all honesty, could be 2-8, guys, a lot easier than he could be 6-4 or that he could be 8-2. He could more easily have been 2-8 in the finals, guys. Kyrie Irving doesn't play that spectacular, doesn't make that shot, right? We all know if Chris Bosh doesn't get that rebound and kick it out to Ray Allen, we all know what happens there. Those are just the facts, guys. So as you guys can see, LeBron James doesn't have a reputation for raising his level of play more often than not. As a matter of fact, LeBron James has a reputation of folding up in those moments more often than not. That's why when they talk about him being clutch, we laugh, and then you look at how many times he's missed clutch shots in his career. And you look at the way he plays at the end of the games, right? Takes bad shots, bad decisions, but they make excuses for LeBron James. He makes the right play. No, he doesn't. And that's another reason why he's lost more than he's won. You guys know what I mean? These are the facts, man. Michael Jordan went out there. A lot of the other great players, look at their finals records, guys, right? Their finals records are above 500. They've won more than they lost in the finals. Just about every great player, with the exceptions of the guys who played in the 60s. Because you were going against Bill Russell's Boston Celtics almost every single season, and we all know the domination that they displayed. So guys like Will Chamberlain, the Oscar Robertsons, or, the Jerry West, the Elgin Baylors, the great players of the 60s, their finals records may not be indicative of the greatness that they displayed out there on the court. Because, like I said, you're going against the greatest dynasty in all of team sports. It's crazy, guys, right? But you guys know the deal, man. Like I said, if you look at some of the guys like the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnsons, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Dr. J's, like I said, the Tim Duncans, the Kobe Bryants, you look at these guys in the finals, they won more often than they lost, right? Hakeem Olajuwon, these guys, they won more often than they lost. Those are the facts, guys. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.